Hi, this is Vanessa, and today we are going to learn how to crochet a circle, so crocheting in the round with a straight seam. So here I've completed a circle with 5 rounds of just double crochet stitches. I ran a contrasting color up the seams where I join my round for each round. You can see that it's pretty straight. A lot of the times the seam will start going to the right, and it's a very simple fix or technique that will allow you to have a straighter seam. I have a ball of yarn here that I'm using by DHG. It's their vintage line. I'll go ahead and leave a link for the yarn if you're interested, and I'm using Knitter's Pride's Dreams crochet hook. It came in a set of 8 crochet hooks. The smaller size is 3.5 and the largest is 8.0. This is the 5.5. So I will leave a link for that as well. So the simple trick to get a straighter seam is when you start your rounds, you want to chain 2 to bring up your yarn, and the chain 2 does not count as your stitch. So your very first stitch will start in the same stitch as your chain 2, and you'll see that when I start working the rounds with you. So you always want to end your rounds with an increase that keeps your seam straight. So the problem with the seam going off to the side is you start with a increase and it sort of moves your seam in this direction. So that's really all there is to it. Is you want to start with a chain 2 and don't count that as your stitch, and then you always want to end with an increase stitch. Okay, so this one was an increase for every stitch, so it didn't matter what you started with. This one was an increase in every other stitch, so we started with 1 double crochet and increase, 1 and increase. For this one we started with 2 double crochets and then increase. For this one we started with 3 double crochets and then an increase, and then they all ended with an increase stitch on the last stitch. Okay, let's get started. Holding your tail end on your left hand, grab your working yarn, wrap it around your fingers and then over the tail end, and then sort of close your finger. I insert my hook through this loop and then I grab the working yarn, okay, and then I sort of keep my finger there so that it doesn't move, and then I want to chain 2. So that's the chain 2. Now you want to work 12 double crochet stitches into that ring, yarn over, right into the ring, yarn over, drop a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So that's your first stitch, and I'm just working right over the tail, yarn over into the ring, yarn over, drop a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, that's 2, and then you want to just work a total of 12. And I'm just working right over the tail, and if you find that this ring is too big, you can tug on the tail, okay, and it'll sort of close it up a little bit. Okay, make the ring a little bit smaller. Okay, so go ahead and work 12. I have, that's the chain 2 that doesn't count. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will work a total of 12. 6, 7, 8, 9, Okay, so I have 12 double crochet stitches. Now I'm going to just tug on the tail end. So this is the tail end, and tighten my center. So this tightens it really nicely. Now you want to slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet. So right here, if you turn, you can see the 2 loops. Insert your hook through both loops, yarn over, draw up a loop, and then pull it through the loop on your hook. Okay, so there's your round 1. Okay, so let's start round 2. Chain 2. Again, that does not count as a stitch. So we're going to increase the second round by working 2 double crochet stitches in every stitch around. So you have 12. You're going to increase and get a total of 24 stitches by the end of your round. So because this does not count as a stitch, you're going to work your very first stitch right there where the chain 2 is coming out of. So yarn over into the same stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Okay, so again into the same stitch, work another double crochet stitch. Remember, we're working increases, so we need to work 2 stitches in every stitch around. So your next stitch is right there. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. So that's 1. Now you need to work another, yarn over into the same stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Okay, go ahead and work 2 double crochet stitches in every stitch around for a total of 24 stitches. Okay, so I've worked 24 double crochets all the way around. You want to slip stitch to the first double crochet right there through both loops. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and through the loop on your hook. Okay, there's round 2. So round 3, chain 2. So now our increases are going to be 1 double crochet and increase, 1 double crochet, increase. What that means is you will work 1 double crochet and increase every other stitch. Again, the chain 2 doesn't count, so we'll work our very first double crochet in the same stitch. Okay, there's 1. Now in the second, you want to work 2. So there's 1 and 2. In the third stitch, you want to work just 1 double crochet. In the fourth stitch, you want to work an increase with 2 double crochets. And this is a standard for working a flat circle, the increases. Okay, so next one, 1 double crochet. Next stitch, 2 double crochets. So repeat that all the way around, working an increase every other stitch, and you should have 36 stitches at the end of your round. Okay, so I'm at my last stitch. I just worked 1 double crochet, and the last stitch should be an increase. So 2 double crochet goes into the last stitch. Slip stitch to the first double crochet through both loops. For the next round, I'm going to increase every third stitch. So here I increased every other. So this one I want to chain 2, which doesn't count as a stitch, work double crochets in each of the next stitch. There's 1 into the next stitch, there's 2. So into the third, so every third stitch you want to work an increase, working 2 double crochet stitches in that same stitch. Okay. So remember, that's your chain 2, which doesn't count, so I'll cover that up. So there's 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and an increase. And you'll continue that pattern all the way around. 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, increase. 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, increase. You should end with an increase on the last stitch. 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. And then an increase into the next stitch. Okay, continue that around. Okay, so my last stitch is an increase. So work 2 double crochets into the last stitch. Now slip stitch to the first double crochet. So chain 2. Now I want to increase every 4th stitch. So this was increase every stitch, increase every other stitch, increase every third. I'm working an increase for every 4th, and then increase every 5th stitch, every 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and so forth. So if you keep going, you'll just have this big flat piece, which could be a nice rug, if that's what you're going for. Okay, so into the first 3, I will just work 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So that's 3. Now I need to work an increase on the 4th stitch. So work 2 double crochets into the 4th stitch. Now I want to work 3 double crochets, 1 in each of the next 3 stitches. Okay. And then an increase on the 4th stitch. Okay, so let's take a look. That's the chain 2, which doesn't count. 1, 2, 3, increase. 1, 2, 3, increase. So work that pattern all the way around. 1, 2, 3, and increase. So 2 double crochets into every 4th stitch. 1, 2, 3, and then increase. Okay, so now I want to slip stitch to join for my 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th round. It's my 4th round of increase, but there's a total of 5 rounds. Okay, so let me run the contrasting color through the middle here, center, and just up the seam, which are these little bumps that you see. Okay, just so I can show you again. The simple tricks to get your perfect circle. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video.